What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. And today, first thing in the morning, we are going to be taking a look, according to maddenschool.com, which you can go check out their website in the video description. They have, as far as they know, the Madden 21 X Factor and Superstar abilities have been posted. I think that, I said this on the other videos. I'm going to almost guarantee that the actual abilities are what's going to be in the game. Maybe there could be some fluidity to the players that get the abilities, but I think the abilities themselves are ready to launch, ready to ship right now. And we're going to go through them. And today, we're just going to look at all of the defensive X Factor abilities. So we're going to be looking at pass rushers, linebackers, DBs, and everything in between. We already broke down wide receivers, tight ends, and linemen. We broke down running backs, and we broke down quarterbacks in different videos that I uploaded yesterday. You can go check that out, or just check out maddenschool.com and read it for yourself. You don't hear me blabbing like an idiot about stuff that I'm not the best at triggering X Factor abilities if you've watched my gameplay. Anyways, let's get right into it, man. Let's start with some of the defensive X Factor abilities. Now, this is across all position groups. First up, we're starting with Unstoppable Force making its return. That is Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, DeMarcus Lawrence, Cam Jordan. I think this is supposed to be J.J. Watt and Danielle Hunter getting the Unstoppable Force ability. And looking at all of those players, I mean, you could argue maybe Tank Lawrence wasn't good enough last year to maintain that X Factor, but then the same argument can be said for Fletcher Cox or Von Miller. You got to trust the talent, and the talent, these guys are absolute game changers. And speaking of, for Fearmonger coming back, we have Von Miller and Fletcher Cox. Relentless for TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, and Chandler Jones. This is a new one. When they beat their blocks by sheer force of will, when they enter the zone, their rush move attempts are free. I will say that this ability is better than Fearmonger. Like, obviously, Unstoppable Force is probably always going to be the best, regarded as the best D-line, and with all the added focus on improving D-line usering. I still think Unstoppable Force is going to be top tier for the defensive X Factor abilities on the D-line, but I think Relentless is definitely past Fearmonger for the second best. We got Reinforcement making his return, Derwin James and Harrison Smith both getting it. I think you could argue yet again, maybe Derwin James, I don't know, is he deserving of an X Factor still? Yeah, maybe. Also, I think if he just only had superstar abilities, don't think there'd be a lot of people complaining that was a robbery. This is a big one. This is the one ability, the most overpowered ability that's going to be in the game at launch. And I think if this comes to be validated that this is actually an ability in the game, we need to speak. Whoever suggested that this ability should be in Madden 21 should be suspended without pay for a day. Because it's the equivalent of like a business timeout. Because this is an awful idea trying to have this in a game. There are tacklers, and then there are these guys. When they enter the zone, any successful hit stick, while made running towards the line of scrimmage, will result in a fumble. So many people were complaining about film study ability. This is 10 times worse than film study. This is the worst ability in the game. And it's honestly so bad that I think when I do my franchise modes, I'm going to manually edit Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams to get them off that ability. No one should have this ability. It's game breaking. There was issues with it last year, and they still decided, let's put it in Madden 21. People loved the guys that just fumble left, right, center. They get 4 or 5 fumbles in a game. People just love that. Unreal that this is in the game. Absolutely unreal. We got Blitz, which is also another super overpowered ability, but it only belongs to Aaron Donald. When they enter the zone, all opposing blockers have the resistance bars wiped out. Like, that is in a way, that's very overpowered. Borderline, like, is that too overpowered? But the other way, it's for Aaron Donald only, and Aaron Donald should be able to dominate pretty much whoever and whenever. But you know what doesn't happen? Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams don't get 2-3 fumbles a game, okay? This ability will help Aaron Donald play more like Aaron Donald. This ability is going to make your game look like a goddamn cartoon. We got Run Stuffer coming back, Calais Campbell. We'll have an X Factor here. We got Momentum Shift for Chris Jones. This actually is a pretty nice one. When they enter the zone, all the field opponents are knocked out of the zone or lose their progress towards entering a zone. That's actually a really, really good one. I like that ability. Shutdown. So your first now run on X Factor DBs, Trey White, Honey Badger, Richard Sherman, Jair Alexander, Stephon Gilmore. Maybe you could argue Jair Alexander maybe shouldn't have been an X Factor, but he is. Tighter coverage and interceptions on contested catches. We have Zone Hawk for Devin McCourty coming back. We have Bottleneck for Jalen Ramsey. New ability here. When they enter the zone, they are highly likely to dominantly win any press man encounter or man press encounter. Either way, that's okay. That's a nice ability. That's a good ability to have for Jalen Ramsey. And that is the last of your X Factor. So there you go. Jalen Ramsey, Devin McCourty, Trey White, Honey Badger, Richard Sherman, Jair Alexander, Stephon Gilmore, Chris Jones, Calais Campbell, Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, Derwin James, Harrison Smith, Chandler Jones, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, Von Miller, Fletcher Cox, Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, Tank Lawrence, Cam Jordan, JJ Watt, and Danielle Hunter are your superstar X Factors at launch in Madden 21, at least according to Madden School. So now we're going to be going into the superstar abilities. There's a whole lot. Some of them don't need any explanation. I'm just more so going to be like kind of looking at the players that got abilities. We have Swim Club for Bosa, Tank Lawrence, Eric Armstead, and JJ Watt. We have Edge Threat for Mack, Von Miller, Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, Tank Lawrence, Nick Bosa, Calais Campbell, and TJ Watt. No outsiders for Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Joey Bosa, Aaron Donald, Cam Jordan, TJ Watt. Increased shedding against outside zone plays. We have Under Pressure for Chris Jones, Buckner, Tank Lawrence, Fletcher Cox, and Aaron Donald. I'm not gonna lie, this was actually, in my opinion anyways, could be a different experience for you guys. This is like one of the worst abilities. I never noticed this when I would play as Fletcher Cox, when I would play as Chris Jones. But maybe you guys thought it was a super good ability. I don't know. Bogo, Josh Allen, and Shaq Barrett will have superstar abilities. Bogo granted a free pass rush move once per play after spending a pass rush point. That's a pretty nice passive ability to have. We have Run Stopper for Calais Campbell and JJ Watt. Inside Stuff for Grady Jarrett, Kenny Clark, Aaron Donald, Calais Campbell, and Cam Hayward against stopping inside zone plays. Edge Threat Elite makes a return for Chandler Jones, Za'Darius Smith, Cam Jordan, and Danielle Hunter. We have Instant Rebate, one of the new abilities. Kenny Clark and Cam Jordan, they are refunded a pass rush point when they successfully shed blocks. That's a real nice ability. El Toro, very popular one. Myles Garrett, Chris Jones, Buckner, Cox, Grady Jarrett, Aaron Donald, JJ Watt. They will receive dominant bull rush wins when their pass rush points are full. I felt like I experienced this in the beta, but I'm not sure. I feel like the only guy that was in the beta that you could play with out of this would have been Grady Jarrett, right? Because the Falcons were in it. And I don't think I used the Falcons, but I feel like I experienced this ability. I was winning. I was destroying guys right out the rip on the opening drives. So, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I experienced this, and it was pretty cool. Speedster for Nick Bosa and Danielle Hunter will ignore 1 bar of blocker resistance when attempting speed rush moves. That's cool. Extra credit for Bosa and Danielle Hunter. They are granted additional maximum pass rush moves points. Cool. Strip Specialist for Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, Shaq Barrett, Chandler Jones, and TJ Watt making its return. We have Unpredictable for Cam Hayward, which is a new ability. Increase their blocks resistance bars when performing shed wins. We have Reach Elite making its return for Geno Atkins, Chandler Jones, and Ryan Kerrigan. Ripper, a Geno Atkins specific, at least at launch ability, will ignore 1 bar of blocker resistance when attempting rip pass rush moves. Seems solid. Goal line stuff for Chris Jones. Quicker run sheds near the goal line. Nice ability. Fletcher Cox gets secure tackler. We got defensive rally for Eric Armstead. This seems really good. Defender's ability will grant a bonus pass rush point to all D linemen on any 3rd or 4th down. Like the last handful of abilities, this is, I think, the best one of the bunch for Eric Armstead on the 49ers. We got a adrenaline rush here for Von Miller. Seems pretty cool. Get a sack on the quarterback and your pass rush points are restored. That actually seems really, really nice. A really overpowered, well, not going to say overpowered, but a really strong ability. Out of my way for Za'Darius Smith and Bobby Wagner, winning impact blocks against non-linemen. Mr. Big Stop for Za'Darius Smith. On 3rd and 4th down, they have at least half of their maximum pass rush points. So that means if you've been abusing it, he will get like an extra little, a second wind, if you will. We have Lurker for Levante David and Eric Kendricks, getting to the linebackers now. Defender with this ability can make jumping 180-degree interceptions while lurking a zone in the middle. Doesn't sound very good. I mean, I guess this is like If you don't have this ability, you would hope players wouldn't play like the Super Madden linebackers, but I don't really like the look of that ability. What do you guys think? If we're making the top 5, probably get this ability out of the game, I think Lurker's making it. We have Outmatch for Fred Warner. Win contested catches against running backs. Tackle Supreme for Bobby Wagner. Make his return Short Route KO. For Chris Harris, Honey Badger, Jai Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey, we have Medium Route KO. For Micah Hyde and Justin Simmons, Deep Route KO. Darius Slay of the Eagles getting an X-Factor, Superstar ability. And Jai Alexander, Marlon Humphrey, Flat Zone KO. Derwin James, Honey Badger, Sherman, Jamal Adams, Stephon Gilmore, and Harrison Smith. Mid Zone for Levante David, Buda Baker, Fred Warner, and Eric Kendricks. Deep in Zone KO. Justin Simmons, Devin McCourty, Earl Thomas, and Kevin Byard. Deep Out Zone KO. Trey White and Richard Sherman. We have Acrobat making his return for Trey White, Chris Harris, Honey Badger, Darius Slay, Jai Alexander, Stephon Gilmore, and Jalen Ramsey. I always thought this was a solid ability in Madden 20. One step ahead. They generally rack much faster receiver cut moves when in man coverage for Gilmore and Jalen. That sounds actually like a really nice ability. Pick Artist. Higher chance to catch uncontested interceptions. And they have unlimited stamina on their turn. I actually always kind of like this ability as well. I thought it was a good one. Because it, really made pick 6 specialists feel like pick 6 specialists. Trey White, Micah Hyde, Stephon Gilmore, Devin McCourty, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Kevin Byard get this. We have Bench Press. Defender's ability, apply bonus fatigue to their man cover target after a successful press win. Jalen Ramsey seems like he's going to be real nice. All of his abilities seem to be pretty good. And he has a lot of specific ones that are only applied to Jalen Ramsey right now. Chuck Out for Byron Jones and Richard Sherman. Slow down their target after successful zone chuck. We have Stonewall for Buda Baker, Jamal Adams, Earl Thomas, and Harrison Smith. They frequently prevent additional yardage gains while tackling. I mean, that sounds like a solid ability. Minka Fitzpatrick gets Tip Drill, Unfakeable for Derwin James and Devin McCourty. Making its return, we have Lumberjack. Oh, get this shit out of the game! Defender's ability, do not allow broken tackles and cause more fumbles when cut sticking ball carrier. Derwin James. Anything that causes more fumbles, get rid of it. Have hit power be the only thing that dictates it. Enforcer's back for Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, and tell you now, Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, don't want to see him. The Jets, the New York Jets are on my list of teams that I'm considering for my franchise. Might have to give them an extra bonus points because Jamal Adams is going to be that goddamn good. So that's it for your defensive abilities. We can quickly run through the special team ones. We have Focus Kicker, Slower Kicking Meter for Josh Lambo and Johnny Hecker, and Clutch Kicker for Justin Tucker. And there's currently, I think these are the old abilities from Madden 20 that didn't make a return, that they just can't apply to anyone yet. But as we look at the defensive ones, Lumberjack, get that shit out of here. But without a shadow of a doubt, out of all the abilities, all the brand new ones, if I had any say in anything, get rid of, for the love of God, that avalanche ability. That is the worst ability, without a shadow. And how come we didn't see Film Study? Is that even on here? Film Study. What? Oh! For example, in the public, Earl Thomas had an ability called Film Study. That ability has since been removed from the game. So if they actually remove Film Study due to the negativity, for the love of God, get rid of Avalanche. That's all I can say. Make sure you tag at whoever and say, get rid of Avalanche. Well, that does it for today, guys. We'll be back. I think we have a Chiefs rebuild, and we're going to be reacting to some of the pass rush ratings in Madden 21 for today. So you got 3 videos coming your way. But as always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Check out maddenschool.com. Trying to get 150,000 over here. Smash that like button. For the love of God, spread the awareness that we need to get rid of this avalanche ability. And I'll see you guys back here later. Peace out.